Hey y'all, today we are making some lovely pickled eggs like you might find at a bar or a tavern. They're so easy to make and they use up extra eggs and they have a delicious, zesty, tangy flavor that you can use in deviled eggs or salads. They're just delicious. The first thing you want to do is make your solution, and you do that by mixing your water and sugar and salt and vinegar together and heating it on the stove. And you want to do that while you're doing this, and you just want to heat it till just the sugar dissolves. Then you're going to get your spices and herbs together, and that includes an onion, a quarter of an onion, and you're going to peel it and slice it really thin. You'll also want to slice a jalapeno thin. The more seeds and ribs you have, the spicier it will be. So if you want it less spicy, maybe take those seeds out. And although you can't see it off of the camera, the solution is probably about ready. It only takes about a minute or two for the sugar and the salt to melt, and you want to take it off the heat as soon as that happens because it needs to cool before you pour it over your eggs. You can see how carefully I'm slicing these really thin onion slices. But onion is important for the flavor profile of these eggs, and so you definitely want to have your onion in there. Then you'll want to add a couple of cloves. I have 4 in the recipe, and you'll see the cloves of the garlic that I got at the grocery store were humongous. They were the size of like 2 thumbs. So I cut the little hard end off, and then I had to give it a little whack to get the rest of the skin off. And they were really huge, so I only added 2. Then we're going to cut the jalapeno, and like I said, if you want it less spicy, you can knock those seeds out of there and the ribs as well. That's where a lot of the heat comes from. Now we're ready to pack our jar. It's important to get these ingredients down in here before you put your boiled eggs in the jar. You can't get these ingredients in after the eggs are in the jar. It would be impossible and you would tear up your eggs. So I put maybe 3/4 of the ingredients in the bottom of the jar. It's not an exact science, about that. The sky changed a little bit, our lighting changed, but you can still see. And then we're going to add the peeled eggs right to the jar, and you don't smash them down in there, but you get as many in the jar as you can. About 8 or 9, depending on the size of your eggs, will go in a quart-sized jar. Once you have about half your eggs in there, then you're going to put most of the rest of your pickling ingredients, the onions and the jalapenos and the garlic, and maybe some more spices, another sprig of dill, into the jar. And then I add I keep a few just for the top. You'll see, it's not an exact science. And then I decided when I got near the top I needed a little more pickling spice, so see, I just gave them a gentle press. And there's a little extra pickling spice. I think it looks so pretty floating in the solution with the eggs. And our solution has cooled to just a warm temperature, and I'm pouring it over. You'll see I have a little bit of solution left, and that's fine. I'm just going to dump that. The jar's full, about a half inch from the top, and I'll put the lid on and stick it in the fridge. And I'll see you next time. Hey, this is Wendy. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you'll join Sarah and I on our mother-daughter adventures in takeout. You can find Dorks with Sports wherever you download podcasts or at dorkswithsports.com.